Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to warmly welcome you to the opening session of the 2025 International Mayors Forum. My name is Mina Horiguchi, and it is my great pleasure to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for this session. To begin our program, we will hear the opening remarks from the representatives of the organizers. First, I would like to invite Mr. Lee Junhua, Under-Secretary General for Economic and Social Affairs of the United Nations. Mr. Lee leads the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, which oversees the global follow-up and review of the Sustainable Development Goals. Mr. Lee, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, Excellencies, distinguished governors and mayors, distinguished participants. It is a great honor for me to open the 2025 International Mayors Forum here in Toyota City. On behalf of the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, I extend my deepest gratitude to Mayor Ota and his team and the people of the Toyota City for your warm hospitality. And then also my sincere thanks go to the government of Japan for its steadfast leadership on sustainable development goals, and to the government of the Aichi Prefecture for its continuing support to UNCRD. Of course, I also need to mention that my thanks to our co-organizer, UN Habitat, and my dedicated team, the UN DESA colleagues, for supporting this event. But most importantly, I acknowledge to all of you the presence of distinguished governors, mayors, and the local leaders underscored the vital role of the local leadership in advancing 2030 agenda. Well, dear colleagues, dear friends, this year's forum convenes at a very crucial moment. With only 5 years remaining, the SDGs are under immense pressure. The 2025 SDG report of the United Nations reveals that only 35% of the SDG targets are on track or making the progress moderately. Nearly half of the targets are advancing very slowly or too slowly, and alarmingly, 18% of the targets are reversing. This is not just a warning, this is a global alarm and an urgent call to accelerate local actions and to build resilient communities. Cities and towns are on the front line of the converging crisis, including climate disasters, rising inequality, and economic uncertainty. In recent years, the world has seen that how quickly the global shocks have turned into local crises, intensifying the poverty, unemployment, and the gender-based violence in our communities. It is therefore crucial to match the ambition of the 2030 agenda with urgency and to implement the targeted integrated policies. Our path forward lies in driving systemic change through the six SDG transitions, addressing food systems, energy access and affordability, digital transformation, education, jobs and social protection, and addressing climate change, biodiversity, and pollution. Local and regional governments are key to turning the global commitment into tangible progress. The theme of this forum, Actions Today for the Resilient Future, localizing the SDGs and advancing the Pact for the Future, actually reminds us that our task is urgent, but also achievable. Excellencies, dear colleagues, the power of a local action is clearly evident here in Japan, and also indeed in this city, the Toyota City, and many other municipalities across Japan. They are pioneers in SDG localization. I warmly commend the cities presenting your VLR at this forum on voluntary local reviews. These efforts demonstrate how the local innovation drives the national policy and the international peers learning. Action across Japan, SDG Future City Initiative, engaged more than 200 municipalities, from integrating SDG learning in schools to the business certification. Japan, it actually shows how the national leadership and the local engagement reinforce each other. I'm truly inspired by the diversity represented here, from larger cities to the small towns, from the developed and the developing countries alike. Each of you brings valuable knowledge, insights, and experience that can benefit your peers globally. This forum is your forum. I strongly encourage you to share your successes, debate your challenges, and forge new alliances and partnerships among you and beyond you. The Pact of the Future adopted by UN member states last year provides a shared vision for solidarity, sustainability, and opportunity. Critically, it calls for the stronger international integration of the local and the regional governments into the global governance and the financing framework. As mandated by the Pact, the UN Secretary General released his report in July 2025, outlining the actionable recommendations to strengthen the engagement between the United Nations and the local and the regional authorities to advance the 2030 agenda. I just want to highlight a few recommendations here. First, enhancing existing platforms such as the local and the regional governance forum and the forum of the mayors. Second, revitalize the UN Advisory Committee for the local authorities. Third, explore the new institutional arrangement such as an ECOSOC forum of the mayors, annual hearings, or even a permanent observer status for the local and the regional authorities at the UN General Assembly. With dear colleagues, dear participants, we must also look beyond 2030 to build resilient, inclusive, and sustainable cities for future generations. This forum, at the heart of the Japan Innovation Hub, can serve as a launchpad for that vision. As the Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres, reminded us, the morale of the UN story is very simple. Humanity is the strongest when we stand as one. So this spirit of unity must guide us as we accelerate progress and look beyond 2030. The road ahead is very challenging, but full of the opportunities. We'll count on each and every of you. Let us make this forum a turning point. Let us leave the Toyota City with a renewed determination and a clear vision of the action. Together, let us make the 2025 the International Mayors Forum a milestone for the SDG localization, resilience, and a better future for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Mr. Toshihiko Ota, Mayor of Toyota City. Honorable Mayor Ota, the floor is yours.
Good morning to all attendees and representatives from various nations and mayors. First, I would like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Lee Junhua and the Secretary General for Economic and Social Affairs, Department of Economic and Social Affairs of the United Nations. Ms. Kazuko Ishigaki, Regional Director, UN Habitat Regional Office for Asia and Pacific. Her Excellency Ms. Yoko Kamikawa, Member of the House of Representatives, former Foreign Minister, Japan. Ms. Toshimi Nishizaki, Deputy Director General, Deputy Assistant Minister of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Japan. Mr. Kenichi Kawamura, Deputy Minister for the International Projects of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, Governor Omura of Aichi Prefecture, and many other distinguished guests gathered here in Toyota City. On behalf of Toyota City, I extend our heartfelt welcome. Today, it is a great honor and a significant responsibility for us that Toyota City, a city known for its manufacturing, can co-host this international conference with the United States as a forum for global discussion towards achieving the SDGs. This forum, commencing today, is a special international event for Toyota City. It marks the 10th anniversary of the high-level symposium on sustainable cities, which we co-hosted with the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs in 2015. Under the theme, Integrating People, Environment, and Technology, we held our first full-scale international conference. Since then, we have advanced our efforts to fulfill our international responsibility in pursuing urban sustainability. This year also marks the adoption of the SDGs at the United Nations General Assembly. Since the adoption of the SDGs, our lives have changed dramatically over the past decades. Technological progress has been remarkable, with mobility evolving from a mere means of transportation into a tool for solving societal challenges. Furthermore, amid increasing climate change and disaster risks, smart technologies are being leveraged on enhance urban resilience. Efforts of advanced clean energy, including hydrogen, form the foundation for mitigating climate change risks globally and supporting the sustainability of citizens' lives. In particular, experiencing the COVID-19 pandemic has heightened the importance of urban resilience. While the pandemic exposed urban vulnerabilities, we have learned to seize this crisis as an opportunity to build a more sustainable and inclusive society. With just 5 years remaining until the SDG target year, the path to achieving sustainable development is by no means easy. Yet, I am delighted that city leaders from around the world have gathered here today to learn from each other through wide-ranging discussions. Now, the Toyota City has a population of approximately 410,000 and an area of about 918 square kilometers. Its population ranks second in Aichi Prefecture after Nagoya City, while its area accounts for about 20% of the prefecture, making it the largest city in Aichi Prefecture. As you all know, Toyota City is home to Toyota Motor Corporation's headquarters, and it is one of Japan's most vibrant industrial cities. Many of Toyota Motor Corporation's major domestic plants are located within Toyota City. Furthermore, numerous small and medium-sized enterprises and industries related to the automotive sector are also based here. On the one hand, while industrial activity thrives, approximately 70% of the terrain is forested, showcasing a rich natural environment. We strive to protect the nature, these abundant forests, for the next 100 years, continuing our efforts to pass them on to future generations. The warm communities, natural environment, history, and culture of the mountain villages, All of these are assets of Toyota City. We believe that lives of the people who live there hold key to the sustainable future of cities. The dual nature of this industrial city and its abundant natural environment is our city's most defining feature. Just a short distance from the urban center, you can immediately connect with nature, and each area offers its own unique charm. The city and the mountain villages are interconnected and mutually supportive, forming the fabric and Toyota City. This year, for the first time, the International Mayors Forum is being held not in a capital city, but in a regional city. I imagine the cities represented by all of you here today also encompass both urban and mountain areas. Regardless of a city's size or characteristics, I hope we can discuss sustainability and well-being together for each of our respective regions. Starting today, the three-day 2025 International Mayors Forum provides an opportunity for students, businesses, and government, all stakeholders, to reaffirm their respective roles and further accelerate efforts towards achieving the SDGs. I imagine each of you gathered here today faces your own unique challenges, yet I believe we all share the same aspiration to remain sustainability. I sincerely hope that over these 3 days, we can exchange diverse perspectives on your individual circumstances and desired directions, making this time truly fruitful for us all. We sincerely hope these 3 days will be fulfilling for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ota. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Toshitaka Kitagawa, Chairman of Toyota City Council, Japan. Mr. Kitagawa, the floor is yours.
Good morning, distinguished guests. First, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you all for gathering in Toyota City from all over the world. I welcome you to our city from the bottom of my heart. I hope that through your participation in the 2025 International Mayors Forum, you will experience and enjoy the appeal of Toyota City. Please enjoy our hospitality and the many activities we have prepared for you. The ID card you are wearing have been made using traditional Obara washi paper crafted in Obara region. They feature special color inspired by Obara seasonal cherry blossoms, which blooms not only in spring but also in autumn. Furthermore, as each one was handmade specifically for this occasion, the patterns adorned with gold and silver flakes are truly one of a kind, with no two being exactly alike. You can feel the uniquely soft texture of washi paper on your hand. I hope you will take them home as a souvenir that allows you to directly experience Japanese culture and remind you of your time here with just simple touch. Additionally, the neck straps are made from recycled materials such as clothing collected from our citizens and feature prints of Toyota City landmarks. Among these is a photo of festival floats from Koromo Festival held in the Koromo district of the city center. These festival floats are designed as tangible folk culture properties by Toyota City and Aichi Prefecture, the sight of the float being pulled through the town while confetti swirls around them is truly magnificent and impressive. You will find a flyer about it inside your Congress bag. Since this festival is happening this weekend, Saturday, the 18th and Sunday, 19th of October, I hope you can celebrate with us. For those unable to attend on the 18th and 19th, the decorated floats are currently on display in a warehouse in the town center, so I encourage you to visit these to see the real floats. The strap also features prints showcasing our city's rich natural beauty, including Fuji-Yoko region's wisteria trellises, where 4 varieties bloom magnificently along 372-meter long trails. The refreshingly beautiful sounds of wind chimes in the Kawatari region and Koranki Valley's Nazca region, where approximately 3,000 maple trees paint the landscape. These are all wonderful attractions where you can experience the charm of Japan and Toyota City's nature and culture. I sincerely hope you will visit them at least once. I am proud that the first International Mayors Forum held in Japan is taking place in your city. I hope that hosting this forum will unite all citizens of Toyota and further accelerate our efforts towards achieving the SDGs. I would like to close my opening remarks, wishing that this 2025 International Mayors Forum will be a fruitful experience for all participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kitagawa. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Kazuko Ishigaki, Regional Director of the UN Habitat Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific. Ms. Ishigaki, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, honorable mayors, governors, representatives of local and regional governments and their associations, distinguished guests, partners, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure and honor to extend a warm welcome as co-organizer of this important forum held in Toyota City, one of the most passionate and proactive cities in Japan, my country. Let me begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers. United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, led by Your Excellency, Mr. Lee Junhua, Under Secretary General for Economic and Social Affairs. United Nations Center for Regional Development, United Nations Office for Sustainable Development, and of course, Toyota City, led by Honorable Mayor Mr. Toshihiko Ota as the host city. Your dedication and intensive efforts have made this important forum possible. In the beginning, let me share the message from Under Secretary General and Executive Director of UN Habitat, Madam Anacláudia Rossbach. 動画お願いします。
Distinguished guests, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to connect once again with honorable mayors from across the globe and with my friends in Japan. On behalf of UN Habitat, I warmly congratulate you on the opening of the 2025 International Mayors Forum and commend our host, Toyota City, for the leadership, innovation, and contributions to sustainable urban development. Our cities and towns face urgent challenges, including a global housing crisis that affects nearly 3 billion people worldwide. Among them, 1 billion living in informal settlements and slums. This crisis is compounded by climate change and increasingly frequent disasters, as well as by conflict, displacement, and growing inequality. In May this year, we convened the resumed second session of the United Nations Habitat Assembly in Kenya, where member states adopted UN Habitat's strategic plan for 2026 to 2029. The new plan prioritizes access to housing, land, and basic services while addressing three key global challenges: climate action and environmental sustainability, equitable and inclusive prosperity, and preparedness, response, recovery, and reconstruction. I hope that regional and local leaders and governments, along with our key partners gathered here today, will share their knowledge and experiences in addressing the challenges and identify practical ways forward through collaboration and joint effort to advance the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. I encourage you to engage actively with UN Habitat's platforms and events, and to bring your success stories to the 13th session of the World Urban Forum, which will be held in Baku, Azerbaijan, from the 17th to the 22nd of May 2026. Together, we can shape cities that are more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable for future generations. I wish the 2025 International Mayors Forum every success, and I extend my best wishes to all partners and friends in Toyota City and in Japan. Thank you. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you very much. I'll be back to my opening remark to complement the message from our Madam Executive Director. As we gather for the goal of achieving the SDGs through local level action, you might be aware that the draft of the 2025 SDG report points a sobering picture. Nearly half of SDG targets are progressing too slowly, 80% are regressing, and as a result, 2/3 of the goals are at risk of not achieving the goals. One thing is clearer than ever. Over 65% of the SDG targets are directly linked to the responsibilities of local and regional governments. There can be no meaningful progress without proactive action of local and regional governments. They are and must be at the forefront of decision-making and implementation efforts. The recognition of local and regional governments in advancing sustainable development has gained increasing traction on the global stage. It was clearly reflected in the first ever resolution on localizing the SDGs adopted by the United Nations Habitat Assembly in June 2023, and more recently in the Pact for the Future, specifically on Action 55E. Yet, while the recognition is vital, it must be matched by action and support. Local and regional governments cannot and shouldn't act alone. Transformative change depends on strong coordination across all levels of government and meaningful collaboration with broader range of stakeholders. We must act with urgency to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. We need to act to reverse the alarming trend, protect the progress we have made, and redouble efforts to meet the ambition of the 2030 Agenda. Sorry. Let me briefly address the global trends. Urbanization is unstoppable. By 2050, nearly 70% of the world's population will live in cities. The development of housing and infrastructures are not catching up with the speed of this urbanization in many, many cities. A special concern is that we are facing global housing crisis. In the year 2022, the total slum population was 1.5 billion people, and more than 300 million people were homeless. These figures are a clear call to action. Adequate, affordable, and sustainable housing is not a privilege, but a human right. and it lies at the heart of inclusive urban development. Without urgent action, this crisis will undermine progress on our shared global agenda, as housing is an arena where many other important development challenges such as education, health, security, and decent work intersect. Addressing the housing crisis contributes to achieving many SDGs goals and targets. At UN Habitat, we have worked closely with local and regional governments since the very endorsement of the 2030 Agenda. As our Executive Director, Madam Rossbach, spoke in the video message just this past May, Member States approved our new strategic plan 2026-2029 with a clear focus on adequate housing, effective land management, and equitable urban basic services. Crucially, the plan recognizes participatory multilateral governance and SDG localization as critical means of implementation for achieving this vision. Achieving this plan needs work together with you, local and regional governments. Lastly, please allow me to repeat the importance of the SG report, Secretary General's report, that Excellency Mr. Lee Junhua addressed in the beginning. This report, and especially the recommendations presented in the report, offer inclusive models that could inform future deliberations and institutional innovation. With keeping these global trends in mind, we need to translate the words into action and build a future where sustainable urban development is not just a goal, but a reality for all. Leadership of mayors and governors and intensive commitments by regional and local governments are critical. To widen, to expand our perspectives, and to strengthen our capacity to promote SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, as a mutual learning and collaboration opportunity, I wish you a fruitful discussion in this important forum. Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much, Ms. Ishigaki. Next, we will hear congratulatory remarks from our distinguished guests. First, I would like to invite Her Excellency, Ms. Yoko Kamikawa, former Minister for Foreign Affairs of Japan and a member of the House of Representatives. She chairs the Liberal Democratic Party's Parliamentary League on SDGs diplomacy and leads a cross-party parliamentary league for water policy reform. She is also engaged internationally, having co-chaired Interactive Dialogue 3, Water for Climate, Resilience, and Environment at the 2023 UN Water Conference. Ms. Kamikawa, thank you for joining us today. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Mr. Lee Junhua, Under Secretary General for the Department of Economic and Social Affairs, United Nations, Mr. Hideaki Omura, Governor of Aichi Prefecture, Mr. Toshihiko Ota, Mayor of Toyota City, Your Excellencies and distinguished guests. I am delighted to be invited to the International Mayors Forum held in Toyota City, Aichi Prefecture, where abundant nature and bustling urban areas coexist, and to address all those attending from Japan and abroad. I would like to express my deepest respect to the organizers of this significant conference, the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, and the United Nations Human Settlements Program, and Toyota City. As Foreign Minister until last year, I visited many capitals and regional cities around the world, and on each of my overseas trips, I realized that the diverse cultures and traditions of each city as well as hospitality of its people, from the foundation of friendship and cooperation between countries. Sustainable urban growth is essential for the sustainable growth of a country, and vice versa. The size and shape of cities in each country are changing year by year. Globally, urban population exceed 55% of the total, and while growing cities are the incubator for innovation and digital transformation, population influx into cities is progressively rapidly. Particularly in developing countries and cities are facing challenges such as traffic congestion and air pollution, energy and waste disposal, the formation of slums and disasters. In Japan, the urban population ratio already exceeds 90%, and regional cities are facing social issues such as the hollowing out of urban centers and aging populations. Amid this, disparities between cities within each country are also becoming an issue. To achieve sustainable development that leaves no one behind, all cities around the world must grow steadily toward achieving the SDGs. It is important that each and every citizen enjoys the convenience of the city and leads a healthy and prosperous life. And to achieve this, the responsibilities and roles of local government leaders are becoming increasingly heavy. Meeting the various challenges facing cities is an urban mission, not only for city leaders, but also for national governments around the world. When it comes to measures to addressing aging urban infrastructure, the development of utility tunnels, the use of deep underground spaces, and dealing with population influx and so forth, national government leaders and city leaders need to work closely together to ensure that local governments are able to devise innovative solutions based on the central government's institutional development and policy guidance. Furthermore, the urgent task of making full use of new technologies such as AI and robotics to improve urban infrastructure, urban functions is one that requires countries and local governments around the world, as well as research institutions, companies, and civil groups, to share science and technology, best practices, and experiences. In that sense, the aim of this forum, which brings together officials from central and local governments from around the world to discuss, together with citizens and private sector representatives, how to address common urban challenges represented by the 6 major transitions, and to find solutions through cooperation and collaboration in timely endeavor. Dear colleagues, sustainable urban development can be achieved only if the area is surrounded by safe land, safe water, and safe air. For over 20 years, I have led Diet Members' Caucus for Water System Reform, about bipartisan group of Diet members. The caucus has worked to pass the basic law on water cycle, which forms the foundation of Japan's water policy. Furthermore, 2 years ago, I served as co-chair of the 3rd Interactive Dialogue of the United Nations Water Conference, which was held at the United Nations for the first time in 46 years, and led discussions on climate change adaptation, water environment conservation, and improving water disaster issue on a global scale. Through these activities, I, as a political leader, have come to believe that accelerating the implementation of the water SDGs is essential to resolving urban issues around the world. Mr. Lee Junhua, who is here with us today, also served as Secretary General of the United Nations 2023 Water Conference, which I just mentioned. I would like to express my respect for his efforts in making the conference a great success. And as a Japanese political leader, I would like to propose to Mr. Lee that Japan and the United Nations continue to work together on various issues related to water and cities. Cities are the engine that drives sustainable growth in every country. Whether this engine can run smoothly without breakdowns depends on the skills of you, the mayors, who are its drivers and mechanics. I hope that this conference will be fruitful for all the mayors and other stakeholders who will shoulder the future of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kamikawa. Next, we will present a video message from Ms. Sariha Belén Moya Angulo, Minister of Economy and Finance of the Republic of Ecuador. Ecuador has kindly offered to host the next forum in 2026.
Excellencies, distinguished majors, representatives of international organizations, colleagues, and friends. Due to pressing duties in Ecuador that need my presence here, I am addressing you through this message. I would like to thank UN DESA, UN Habitat, and the Toyota City for hosting this International Majors Forum 2025. This forum reflects the best of effective multilateralism, concrete cooperation across levels of government to translate global goals into local progress. The gathering that brings us together, actions today for a resilient future, localizing the SDG and advising for the Pact for the Future, captures our priority with precision to act now, to protect and improve people's lives in the territories where challenges and solutions are real and urgent. I would like to share 3 messages with you today. First, localizing the SDGs is a state policy and it is implemented through a multi-level approach. In Ecuador, we understand that there can be no progress on the 2030 agenda without local development. Our National Development Plan is the supreme planning instrument and aligns policies, targets, and indicators with the SDGs. On that basis, the National Territorial Strategy brings the compass to the ground with guidelines for the 3 levels of local governments. And the sectoral cabinets organize the executive's actions to meet those goals. This ensures coherence between the national vision and the local priorities. Second, resilience must be integrated into every local public decision, and that requires prepared public finances. Resilience is not a project. It is a way of planning. It is important to strengthen our infrastructure while we protect our natural resources. From the Ministry of Economy and Finance, we continuously update regulatory frameworks and design financial instruments that enable local governments to anticipate, absorb, and recover from shocks. Where appropriate, the central government also offers sovereign guarantees to local governments to improve risk profiles and reduce borrowing costs. In concrete terms, we provide financing instruments on favorable terms for local governments, and through the Public Development Bank, we prioritize local investments in water and sanitation, sustainable mobility, waste management, and natural-based solutions. Because every dollar well invested in resilience reduces future costs and saves lives. Third, work with the private sector and other stakeholders, Financing should be felt by people and need advances with trust to empower them. We bring credit closer to producers and tie to municipal plans through co-financing and technical assistance, empowering youth, women, and entrepreneurs. Trust comes from clear rules, transparent data and monitoring, and inclusive participation that empowers communities. When risk falls, financing flows, and it turns into jobs, reliable services, and well-being. The 6 transitions we will discuss here can be turned into a project portfolio with targets and measurable social and environmental returns. That is the key to accelerating progress. This is why we welcome the development of an action plan for partnerships by this forum, tools that will guide cooperation among cities, national governments, UN agencies, development banks, academia, and the private sector. The clearer the commitments, the easier it is to mobilize resources, share knowledge, and scale good practices. Before concluding, I wish to express our institutional commitment to continuity. This forum has shown that cooperation across all levels of governments works when there is a joint vision of the future. In that spirit, Ecuador feels deeply honored to host the 2026 edition of this event. To the majors here today, thank you for being on the front line of development. To our international partners, thank you for your support with financing, knowledge, and confidence. Count on Ecuador to build effective partnerships that protect our families, strengthen our cities, and brings us closer to the goals of the 2030 Agenda. Thank you so much.
El nuevo Ecuador. Defiende, impulsa, construye.
Thank you very much, Ms. Moya Angulo. Next, we will hear remarks from the government of Japan and Aichi Prefecture, which has provided valuable support for the preparation and organization of this forum. First, I would like to invite Ms. Toshimi Nishizaki, Deputy Director General and Deputy Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs. Ms. Nishizaki, the floor is yours.
Good morning. Mr. Lee Jianfeng and the Secretary General of the United Nations, Honorable Mayor Toshihiko Ota, Mayors of Toyota City, Mr. Toshitaka Kitagawa, Chairperson of Toyota City Council, Ms. Kazuko Ishigaki, Regional Director, UN Habitat Regional Office for Asia and Pacific, Excellency and distinguished guests, it is my great honor to deliver the opening remarks at the 2025 International Mayors Forum. I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to the United Nations, UN Habitat, and Toyota City for their remarkable efforts in organizing this significant event. The theme of this forum, Resilient Future, reflects our shared commitment to advancing the Sustainable Development Goals through localization. Achieving these goals requires innovative and adaptable strategy by local government, tailored to the unique circumstances of their regions, cities, and communities. This approach aligns with the concept of human security, promoted by Japan, aiming to create a world where people can live in dignity, free from fear and want. The United Nations has been at the forefront of promoting the localization of the SDGs. In Japan, the United Nations Center for Regional Development has played a pivotal role in managing SDG progress for various local governments, facilitating voluntary local reviews, and ensuring that local actions align with global objectives. Meanwhile, the UN Habitat Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific, based in Fukuoka, has been instrumental in transferring technology and knowledge in areas like environment management and disaster risk reduction, working in close collaboration with local government and businesses. Japan has strategically positioned the SDGs as a cornerstone for regional revitalization. Across the nation, various institutional frameworks are supporting diverse initiatives that cater to the distinct characteristic and need of each region, including those in Toyota City. These efforts are advancing rapidly, showcasing the power of local action in driving sustainable development. I'm confident that the initiatives discussed and developed at this forum will be championed by local government and communities, paving the way for a resilient future that benefit all. The collective actions and collaborations forged here will undoubtedly contribute to a more sustainable and equitable world. In conclusion, I sincerely hope that this forum will be a resounding success, characterized by active and insightful discussions that inspire meaningful change. Let us work together to realize our shared vision of a sustainable future. Thank you. ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Ms. Nishizaki. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Kenichi Kawamura, Deputy Minister for International Projects of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism. Mr. Kawamura, the floor is yours.
Excellencies, distinguished guests and participants, good morning. It's my great honor to have the opportunity to join you today at the International Mayors Forum. On behalf of Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport of Japan, I would like to extend my sincere greetings. First, I wish to express my highest respect to UN ODESA, UN Habitat, UNCLD, UNOSD for organizing this significant forum. I'd also like to convey my deep appreciation to Toyota City for hosting this important gathering. Also, let me express my deep respect to Mayor Toshihiko of Toyota City, who presented Toyota City's pioneering efforts toward carbon neutrality, one of Japan's leading local initiatives, at the United Nations headquarters in July 2023. In recent years, rapid urbanization across Asia and beyond has brought vitality and economic growth to many regions, while also giving rise to challenges such as traffic congestion, environmental stress, and increased disaster risks. Against this backdrop, the concept of smart city has emerged as the key to building sustainable and inclusive urban environments. The utilization of digital technology and data-driven urban management have become important means to contribute to disaster prevention, decarbonization, and the improvement of the resident services. Japan, having faced numerous natural disasters, has been advancing policies to strengthen urban resilience based on these experiences. I hope these 3 days discussion will serve as a valuable opportunity for participating countries and cities to exchange insights on realizing safer and more reliable cities. Next month, the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport of Tourism, in cooperation with relevant ministries and organizations, hosts the ASEAN Smart City Network high-level meeting. This meeting is aimed at promoting smart city initiatives with participation from cities across ASEAN countries, and I believe that it is highly compatible with this forum. We are confident that the expertise of the United Nations and UNCLD will greatly contribute to strengthening cooperation with ASEAN member states and cities. In closing, I would like to express my heartfelt wish that this forum held here in Toyota City will spread as the seeds for new partnerships that will grow around the world. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Omura. Next, our final speaker in the morning is Mr. Hideaki Omura, Governor of Aichi Prefecture, Japan. Mr. Omura, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hideaki Omura, Governor of Aichi Prefecture. I would like to congratulate you on the successful hosting of the 2025 International Mayors Forum with many distinguished guests in attendance. I express my sincere respect for Undersecretary General Lee Junhua San of Economic and Social Affairs, and Mayor Ota San of Toyota City, and everyone involved in making this event a reality. To all those visiting from other parts of Japan and overseas, welcome. Welcome to Aichi Toyota City. Welcome. As global uncertainty grows, regions and regional governments play an increasingly vital role. Their actions closely tied to daily life are key to building a truly sustainable society. Aichi is Japan's largest industry hub for the automobile, aerospace, and robotics industries, and home to Toyota Motor Corporation, headquartered here in Toyota City. With these industrial advantages, we aim to become an innovation hub, promoting hydrogen-powered society and designing smart cities, all aligned with the SDGs. With these goals in mind, we spent Station AI, one of Japan's largest startup support facilities, in October of 2024. Through extensive global partnerships, we aim to create new values which will help to solve social challenges. We believe that such efforts will contribute to building a sustainable future. By the way, just yesterday, Osaka Kansai Expo came to a close. And 20 years ago, 2005, 20 years ago, we hosted our own Aichi Expo featuring nature's wisdom. The former expo venue is now home to Ghibli Park, which showcased the world of Studio Ghibli films. We have some fantastic local foods and many historic tourist destinations like Nagoya Castle, Okazaki Castle, and Inuyama Castle. I hope you have a chance to experience what Aichi has to offer during your stay. In closing, I hope this forum will foster a global collaboration among mayors from around the world to advance the SDGs on a local scale, and enjoy your stay in Japan and Aichi and Toyota City. Enjoy, and I hope you will have a big success in this forum in Toyota City. Thank you. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Mr. Omura. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Her Excellency Ms. Midori Tanno, Member of the House of Representatives of Japan. Also, some congratulatory messages are presented outside the session room. Distinguished speakers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your participation. This concludes the opening session of the 2025 International Mayors Forum.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now start the introductory session of the forum. Once again, thank you very much for your participation in this forum. I'm Taiko Yokota of UNCLD and moderate this session. First, I would like to invite Mr. Junhua Park, Head of the UN Office for Sustainable Development, to make remarks. Mr. Park, please.
Good morning, ohayo gozaimasu, bonjour, salam alaikum, and also the buenos dias. Thank you so much. Excellencies, honorable mayors, and governors, and distinguished participants. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to thank every one of you for your attention this 25 International Mayors Forum here at the beautiful city of Toyota. And also, I would like to special thanks go to the Toyota city government for their kind and warm hospitality and good preparation for this event. Before we officially begin our fourth session, I would like to provide you with a very brief introduction of our program and our office. Okay, our office, United Nations Office for Sustainable Development, was established in 2011 with the host country agreement between the government of Republic of Korea and the United Nations. The office currently in its second phase, starting 2021 to 2030, and we serve as a practical and technical arm under the UN Division for Sustainable Development of the UN DESA. Our tripartite partners is the Ministry of Environment of Korea. Now it's changed into the Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Climate Change, Energy, and Environment. And also the Yonsei University, our venue is over there, and Incheon Metropolitan City. In this current phase, our office seems to focus on the emerging pillar of sustainable development, especially on SDG6 policy support system on water and sanitation. As Her Excellency, former Minister of Foreign Affairs highlight, the water and sanitation is the critical and crucial dimension all humankind face. Another one is we focus on the waste and circular economy project support system, which was launched last year to develop and to assist UN member states in implementing the waste management policies towards the circular economy. Another one is water, energy, food, and ecosystem nexus project that was launched earlier this year, because we focus on the synergistic effect between the food, water, and energy. So we need to bring together this kind of critical components into one together, and we promote the synergy effects. Another one is greenhouse gas inventory training program. We demonstrate that many countries have a problem of establishing the inventory system. That is the foundation for tackling the climate change issues. Last year, we organized 12 training events accommodating 542 participants. Sorry. And International Mayors Forum. This is our office's flagship activities. There was, we started in cooperation with UNCRD in 2017, BNT, now PDR, and then followed by the Lilongwe, Malawi. But as the COVID-19, due to the COVID-19 2020 to 2022, we conducted online format because of the COVID-19. And 2023, we are back to Dakar, Senegal, to host the International Mayors Forum. And then last year in Jakarta, thanks so much, Jakarta, city of Jakarta, to host the International Mayors Forum. And this year, we finally here to host the 25th edition of the International Mayors Forum. And before we deciding that this year's theme, we have conducted lots of virtual meetings, and also we conducted the survey. In our survey, most, who was attending this survey was that participants from the Jakarta International Mayors Forum. Many of them responded favorably, and then they highlight the most difficult issue, challenging issue was that the economic constraints, because we assume that many many cities encounter very difficulties in the mobilizing the financial resources. And another one is also many we have many problems, but the most key issues was that economic constraints. And then, as many PIPs mentioned about the importance of resilience, it's the mayors and governors always highlight the importance underscored the resilience. That's why this year we set up the theme, and then we try to our conclusion, that is, there might be Toyota action plan for partnerships. This year's edition of International Mayors Forum has 11 sessions, starting with data and infrastructure, and resilient housing, cities and communities, and session 3, circular economy, circular solutions, including sustainable waste management. Session 4, national and local adaptation for the climate action. And the session 5, financing. Session 6 is capacity for resilience. Session 7, intergenerational cooperation and inclusive governance. Session 8, the country experience. And then session 11, we need to have a session especially focused on monitoring progress on SDG localizations. These kind of components are crucial and intertwined, mutually supporting the other components. The one of these, the finance is important. Also, the data monitoring and evaluation, also leadership, governance, and digital transition, playing in crises like climate change issues, climate vulnerability. All of them is interconnected and also mutually supporting. That is our conclusion. Okay, this is my my last slide, and once again, I would like to I would like to express my sincerest of gratitude to the city of Toyota and citizens of Toyota City and the people of Japan. And also my dear colleagues, UNCRD, UN Habitat, and also the other UNPOD. I think I didn't see the UNPOD, our partners also. And also appreciation for your attendance in this very meaningful meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Park. So now you get the idea of what this year's forum will be. And then I would like to invite next speaker, Mr. Shigeo Murata, head of the United Nations Center for Regional Development. Mr. Murata, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Yokota-san, and Excellency, and honorable mayors, and the distinguished guests, and the ladies and gentlemen. I'm Murata, head of the United Nations Center for Regional Development. And first, thank you, Mr. Park, for your thorough introduction of the IMF and its program. And I'd like to briefly introduce my organization and its activity in relation to the IMF, International Mayors Forum sessions. So UNCRD was established in 1971 in Nagoya City, Japan. Like UNOSD, we are project office under the UNDESA. For over 50 years since our founding, we have been the world's only project office specializing in regional development. And recently, we have collaborated with the various organizations, including international cooperation organizations and the UN agency, to accelerate SDG implementation within the framework of sustainable regional development. So I will explain our activity for promoting SDG at the local level. We hold a smart city project to advance local SDGs. These initiatives form a part of UNCLD's integrated efforts to advance its key thematic area, circular economy and 3R, and water-related disaster risk reduction, and EST, environmentally sustainable transport, and quality infrastructure. So we have organized a smart city training workshop every year, which involves sharing and exchanging best practices and the lessons from cities and the local government, and learning about new technologies. This year, workshop focused on earthquakes and water-related disaster and risk resilience. Today's session 1, Mr. Park said, is digital connectivity for preparedness and resilience. I'm very much looking forward to hearing further insights from the mayors and the leaders of local governments. I'm very delighted that some of mayors are participants in our workshop. The environment is also a major theme of us. Also, the session 3 this time addressed the circular solution, waste management, and the pollution. Last March, we held the 12th Regional 3R Circular Economy Forum in Asia and the Pacific in Jaipur, India, with about 1,500 participants from 37 countries. In the forum, the Jaipur Declaration was adopted, which sets forth a shared vision and 13 goals for the 3 Rs and the circular economy for the next decade. Also, the forum has endorsed an idea of establishing Cities Coalition for Circularity, C3, as part of the declaration. In session 3, I anticipate a contribution not only from the Asian Pacific region, but also from UN agency, the World Bank, and others, offering a diverse perspective alongside initiatives at the city and regional levels. And the UNCLD has developed a system to evaluate the local government's progress towards achieving the SDGs and published guideline books in collaboration with the local governments and the business sector in the Chubu region, Japan. We have also released a dashboard that visualizes the SDG achievement levels of all prefectures, all 74 prefectures and the municipalities across Japan. Utilizing this initiative, Nagoya City, Toyota City, and Gamagori City have created their own voluntary local review, VLRs. In session 9, mayors will present their VLRs. I encourage all of you to view them. Finally, over the next 3 days, starting today, a total of 11 instructive sessions will be held based on the 6 transitions for advancing the SDGs. So site visit also scheduled for the final day. So I sincerely hope this forum proved highly fruitful for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Murata. Now, the last speaker of this introductory session is Dr. Kazuhiko Takemoto. He's here as a chair of ICRE Japan today.
Thank you. Thank you, Yokota-san, for your kind introduction. It is my great pleasure to be here and to share our initiative as the ICRE Japan. I have prepared a set of slides just to share with you showing a couple of initiatives, what the ICRE Japan has developed. Today, I am going to talk about 3 topics. First, cities' role in achieving the SDGs. Second, ICRE's overall initiatives. And thirdly, ICRE's major activities. First theme, it is already has been shared in the morning session. The distinguished speakers, the guest speakers have shared the importance of role of cities. However, I would like to draw your attention, just summarizing the key point one by one. First, localization of the SDGs toward effective implementation. That is the key message. Second one is a lot of cities faces a lot of the challenges such as poverty, health, environmental pollution, welfare, and employment. At the same time, cities has potential and capacity to address these challenges. This is very important message that our community are trying to take the action. Thirdly, the pioneering cities will be able to serve as a driving force. In this regard, this forum, it is very important gathering to exchange our views and experience and knowledge. In this regard, international networks such as ICRE has been highlighted as the vehicle to move forward to address our actions. In terms of ICRE's overall initiative, we have more than 2,500 members around the world. from more than 125 countries. Now, there are the main initiative stated here. ICLEI facilitate city-to-city collaboration. We are in the position to enhance each learning each other, and at the same time, we are working together to address our common challenges. That is the very important subject of what ICLEI would like to take actions. Secondly, ICLEI brings a strong urban component to national and global policies on sustainability and translate these policies into action. These two ways are very important. Thirdly, ICLEI provides the academic community with a platform to communicate with practitioners, such as local government officials, who have rich experiences in addressing local challenges. I would like to come back one by one later on. First, ICLEI's scope and approaches. As shown here, we have 5 approaches, and it covers our scope. First, zero-emission development, followed by nature-based development, equitable development, resilient development, as well as circular development. These subjects are interlinked to each other, of course, and we are trying to gather our approach toward the integrated solution. Now, we have also very important role to advocate our presence, our positions, at the same time sharing our challenges as well. At the same time, we have accumulated a lot of experience and wisdom, which has been accumulated through our activities. Now, international negotiation agreement process, as you are aware already, the UNFCCC COP, the ICLEI has been involved in the process for the agreement and the negotiation. CBD COP, ICLEI is leading the discussions under the major group of local and subnational governments. UN Habitat today is the hosting and as a leading role, organizing urban ministerial meeting during UNFCCC COP to share the initiatives made by cities and local government. Fourth one is also newly emerged at the same time. It is very important. ICLEI is serving as a secretariat to support Urban 7. Urban 7 is the kind of collaboration, the group of cities and local government under the G7. We have a lot of activity under this, the Urban 7. Now, as a major activities, more concrete example, last year, climate change COP29, which took place in Baku, Azerbaijan, we organized side events and a series of the discussions, providing the participant with some occasion to exchange views in the context of city initiatives. Right-hand side, we organized side event by inviting the major mayors from major municipalities and local government. Namely here, you have recognized the governor of Tokyo Metropolitan Government and the Kuala Lumpur city mayors. And we discussed how we can collaborate each other among the cities And we have a lot of experience in developing some ideas how we can address the climate change issues through the city-to-city collaboration. Then next one is Urban 7, as I stated before. In 2023, Japan was host country for the G7 summit. In this context, Urban 7 was organized in Tokyo, March in 2023. We have gathered together to discuss and also made the kind of political, suggestions or proposal for the government of Japan to take up as the priority agenda for G7 summit. It was made. And then this year, 2025, last April in Kobe, we worked together with Canadian presidency of G7. We have also continued our contribution to G7 summit process. Lastly, I'm very pleased to share the newly emerged kind of initiative that is contribution to academic society, academic community. As you are aware, the IPCC is in the process of 7th evaluation assessment, the report process. During this process, one single special report on climate change and cities are under development. It is the very important subject which our community can make contribution. ICRE has hosted a couple of workshops and seminars to make contribution to IPCC process. IPCC, as you are aware, the kind of reviewing the scientific papers. At the same time, this subject, climate change and cities, definitely need feedback from practitioners like you. And cities and the local government, governmental officials are requested to make contribution. In this regard, last March in Yokohama, we organized workshop and a seminar. We had a good opportunity to exchange our views together with IPCC Bureau members as well as the lead authors. Finally, let me summarize quickly what I have shared with you. First, the cities are confronted with the wide spectrum of complex challenges. At the same time, they also have unique opportunities and capacities to address them. With their innovative potential and direct connection to citizens, cities are at the forefront of effort to localize and realize the SDGs. Secondly, in recent years, international networks such as ICRE have gained growing recognition for their pivotal roles. Through its global platform, ICRE enables cities to exchange experiences, share best practices, and learn from one another. It serves as the vital channel to bring the collective wisdom and the voices of cities into international policy-making process. Finally, it is increasingly essential for cities to contribute to scientific communities, such as IPCC, as I stated here. Finally, let us work together for our common goal, realizing a decarbonized and sustainable future. This is my last message. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Takemoto-san. So now that it's the end of this introductory session,